Macmillan Audio presents The Scarlett Letters, My Secret Year of Men in an LA Dungeon by Jenny Nordbak. Read for you by the author.
For my match. Chapter 1. Mark. I was having a typical Monday. My foot worship client had been late, which meant I was now running a few minutes behind for an appointment with a new client. Sometimes new clients gave the desk mistress an idea of what kind of session they're looking for, but with this one I was walking in blind. He could want me to be anything from an Amazonian warrior to a school teacher. I should probably have been more stressed rushing to the dressing room to touch up before meeting him, but it's just so hard to work up an appropriate level of stress after getting paid to have a foot massage while being treated like a goddess for an hour. Every woman should have a foot slave. When I got to the dressing room, I checked my makeup and dug through a pile of costumes in my work bag to find my vibrating phone. My roommate, Amelia, was calling, but I didn't have time to answer her before this session. Without any clues about his particular fetish, I played it safe and changed into my go-to power suit. Sky-high platform heels, a black leather dress, and a corset that cinched my waist into an impossibly tiny 21 inches. This was the outfit that made me feel most in my element. In it, I became a bitch with whom you do not fuck, ready for war. I tucked my cell phone into the bottom of my corset, took a moment to mentally switch back from Jenny to Mistress Scarlett, and strode confidently down the hallway into the waiting room. "You must be Mark," I said to the uncomfortable-looking man sitting in a chair in the corner. Mark was a young, good-looking guy. He had the lean build of a cyclist, beautiful gray eyes, and delicate hands, which were nervously fiddling with a magazine. I sensed that instead of pulling the imperious Ice Queen routine with this one, I needed to reassure him. Smiling warmly, I looked him in the eye and extended my hand. "I'm Scarlett. I'm so pleased to meet you." We sat down across from each other in the interview room adjacent to the lobby. It was in this room that scenes were negotiated and long-buried fantasies were finally laid on the table. It was a complex social situation. I had to be confessor, therapist, and temptress, while in the space of a few minutes negotiating a business transaction, anticipating what boundaries needed to be established ahead of time, and reading the subtext of a client's fetishes. A client may say that he wants a scene in which a nun punishes him, but does he want an angry nun, a playful nun, a naughty nun, a scary nun, or an aloof nun? Is she attracted to him, repulsed by him, or indifferent, as nuns of course should be? Is she humiliating, teasing, or pleasing him? Should there be verbal interaction? Is there a plot or background to the scene, or is it just the sensory experience that's alluring? This is before even establishing what implements he wants to be punished with. How hard? Stingy or thuddy pain? Does he have any relevant medical conditions that should limit us? Guessing incorrectly at any one of these and a number of other answers could result in a completely wrong scene and an unhappy client. I once ended up with a sobbing puppy play client because I failed to ascertain that he was supposed to always be a well-behaved dog and I a happy dog trainer. He had envisioned a scene in which he pranced around and made me a proud owner after winning the dog show championships. It was extremely important to him that he please me and be seen as a good dog. I misunderstood in the interview and flagged the word trainer as an indicator that he was still being trained, and thus would need to be corrected for the occasional imagined error. The instant "bad dog" left my lips, I knew I had made some kind of horrible mistake. He reacted the same way a frightened puppy would. He peed his pants and dissolved into a shivering, whimpering heap. It's all about nuances. But of course, it would be terribly unattractive and intimidating to simply rattle off this list of questions that in many cases the client has never answered openly before. So all of the information must be gathered under the guise of an intriguing and arousing conversation. Mark was incredibly nervous during his interview. I had to carefully coax information out of him while reassuring him. He immediately admitted, "Sorry, I've never done this before. I'm not really sure what to do." "No need to apologize. That's what I'm here for. Why don't you start by giving me an idea of what you're into, and then I'm sure we can..."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?